Swim drills are just superfluous parts of the workout. You don't really need to do, right? Wrong. I'm going to go over a few workouts and technique drills in those workouts that done properly will enhance your swim, your stroke, your technique, and will ultimately affect your swim times per 100, which we all seem to care about when we check our Garmin's at the end of the swim to see what our average pace was. When we all do our races, we want to see what our average pace for 100 meters, yards, whatever your measuring stick is. That's what you like to see at the end of the day. If you're not doing the foundation work to build a good stroke, it's not really matter how much time you spend in the pool, how much speed work you do, or whatever. If you don't have sound fundamental technique and you don't do the drills to get to that point, then all the rest is kind of for naught. You can get a good workout, but unfortunately, you may not get better over time, may incrementally get better. But with technique focus, you can get significantly better over time as far as you're focusing on those techniques. Excuse me. So in my workouts, and if you can see, hopefully this shows up pretty good here on the screen. I've got in here a couple one-arm stroke drills, thigh touch drills, kick drills, different things with buoys, pull buoys and paddles, pins, all kinds of other stuff. So it's not, there's for the large workouts, for the short workouts, there could be, 2,000-3,000 meters worth or 1,000 yards worth of drills and stuff mixed in there, or there could be as low as 500, 200, just depends on the workout. But typically I like to see athletes do one technique drill focused workout per week. And that's the way I plan most of my training plans for my athletes and training plans that I have on Training Peaks. It's not throwaway work. Don't look at that drill thing or drill workout and just be like, I'm not going to do those. I'm just going to go swim 2,000 quick, and then go back later and be like, I just don't know why my times aren't getting better. It's because you're skipping over the foundation work. So it is key and it's integral, especially when you're doing races. Like I'm here in Florida, you're gonna be out in the ocean. If you're doing most of your work in a pool setting or even open water, if it's not very windy, there's not waves to contend with, not people, not sea life, other things you're not used to. If you're swimming in ponds or lakes, you're like in the Midwest, like I am in Kansas City, you're not going to get salt water. You're not going to get waves. You're not going to wind. You're not going to get the effect of people swimming around you necessarily. So doing the drills, excuse me, over time will help you get a better technique and better stroke. So when you go from pool to your race conditions in open water in the ocean, you're not completely caught off guard. You've got the capacity, you've got the strength and everything to overcome the high waves, the swimming over people, getting swam over, all that kind of stuff, managing the anxiety that comes with race day. It's important to do these drills. As one athlete says, and he's joking, he always puts in his drills separate because he doesn't keep track with his watch. Here's a stupid drill set. He doesn't necessarily like them all that much, but he does them because he understands at the end of the day, if you don't do them, you're not going to have a good foundation to do your swim. You're not going to get faster. You're not going to get more efficient. So you could be getting the same effect with less time in the pool if you're doing the drills right. So it's not throwaway work. I'd love to break athletes of that mindset of any kind of drill work or whatever is just superfluous. You don't need to do it. It's just kind of, icing on the cake stuff. No, it's not. You need to make sure, especially if you're in the off-season part, you're really focusing on that. You're really making strides to get that technique kind of narrowed down. You're doing, have athletes that are going out and doing whole swim immersion or, a swim analysis, professionally done in a endless pool or something like that with mirrors and cameras and stuff. I highly recommend it. Get it done during the off season. So that way you can work on what you need to. So in there, I always like to tell athletes what my drills are focused on is breaking down the swim stroke in definable, easy to address sections of the swim. So you're not thinking about everything. You're not thinking about 50 things when you're out there swimming in the pool. You're like, okay, when you swim this 50, you just need to focus on this. When you break down and do drills, you're separating out different parts of the stroke that you're working on. You're doing reach drills. If you're doing a catch-up drill, really getting that arm out there and using the water to your advantage and gliding on it and getting as much possible while you're doing your pull and you're doing your finish and your recovery. Keep that arm out there so you got the next one coming up. You really want to get that reach out there because the longer your body is in the water, the more gliding you'll get, the more going onto the surface of the water if possible. You're not above the water, but you want to have your body up there and as much surface longitudinal wise on your body in the water at one time. So if you're doing a windmill mode and you got one arm coming down, one arm coming up, and you got just your head, you're blocking water and you're not getting the best reach out of your swim as possible. Pull drills, you're coming in, you're just straight arming it, and you're coming down and you're just pushing that water down. It's just, you're getting a little bit of the use here when you're perpendicular to your body into the bottom of the pool. But when you're up here, you're just, all you're doing is the water just hitting you and you're just creating a block for the water, and you're slowing yourself down on the start of the pool, and at the end of the pool, you're pushing your rear end in the water, kind of sinking yourself. So getting that arm up there, starting your pull, bending the elbow, bringing it down, and making sure that you get a nice pull, and then you're coming out of the water at the right time, flicking the water out so you're not pushing your rear end in the water. So I do drills that breaks that apart. So thigh touch drills, all kinds of things to make sure that you're getting the full, you're not coming in and short arming it. You know, you're just kind of pulling your arm out to do the next stroke. You're actually getting the pull. You're doing a lot of work underneath the water. It's kind of like an iceberg. You can see a little bit at the top. There's a lot going on underneath the water. So that pull is important. The recovery when you're bringing your arm up, if you're going wide, you're wasting energy. If you're coming in and you're dragging water every time, there's some drills where I do want you dragging water with your fingertips a little bit, so you know where your arm's at. But if you're not, if you're swinging wide or you're not getting a full good rotation to get your arm out there, that can cause a lot of loss in efficiency, and you want to make sure that you're getting that recovery right. Or if you're just taking too long to get your arms out there, it's just, you know, do certain things that inhibit your stroke and inhibit your efficiency. Body rotation, you know, I get out there and I've got people doing the one arm drills. Make sure you're working on rotation on one side and you're doing the other. Bilateral breathing, learn it, love it, learn how to do it. For the longest time, I was right side breather, and after so many years, you know, you face the sun or you get a wave in your face and you can only breathe on one side. And once you start gagging on water a few times, you kind of learn after a while, it's like, maybe it's important to bilateral breathe. But it also helps because I used to be a 4-stroke and I'd always be out of breath. Once I went to 3 strokes, it's a lot more efficient, and especially if you're doing a sprint, you really want to get out there, being able to swim on both sides. It's a key factor, especially, you know, if you're doing your swims different ways, clockwise, counterclockwise. You want to see the ropes. A lot of races here locally, you know, sprints, they have a rope you can see the entire time. You don't have to look up at the sight. You don't have to waste your time. You just have to swim to the right. So you got to be able to swim to one side or the other. So rotation, and I'm working on bilateral breathing. Kicking is important. It's not end all be all if you're not the best, most efficient kicker out there. I hate to see people doing it too hard and then doing it not at all and just kind of flipping along. So I've got kick drills in here, you know, boards with fins, flippers, really focusing on that, breaking down the strokes. All you're worried about is just the kicking. What I like to see too, this technique helps you get a feel for the water. You gotta have trust in yourself that you're not gonna be out there drowning. In the pool first, and then when you get in open water, it can be a little bit unnerving when you get out there and you can't see like the bottom of the pool. So you need to be able to be comfortable. I've got drills where you got both arms at the side and you're just rotating and kicking and rotating and kicking down the other end of the pool. If you start flipping out, then you have to come up for breath, but at least in your pool, you could be a little bit comfortable and be like, well, I know I can come up for air at any time and I'm not going to drown. It's not an open body of water. But I've got drills in there that help you get a feel for the water so you can be comfortable in there and comfortable that you can tread water, you'll be safe, nothing will happen. You can take a break if you need to. But these drills are specifically built to help you manage being able to breathe. Maybe there's a little bit of panic in there, but at least it's in the drills, it's in the pool, it's not race day. Spatial awareness of your body. So a lot of people when they're swimming, they just are not aware of where their body parts are. They're not aware their rear end's dragging in the water. They're not engaging the core. They don't realize where their arms are, if they're up here, if they're crossing over. They just don't know where these body parts are. And if you're not doing the drills, you're not breaking it apart, you're not paying attention to, am I reaching straight towards the other end of the pool? Or am I a little bit crossed over? Or do I come down and then cross over my body? Am I doing this S stroke that kind of pushes me everywhere? So if you're not doing the drills with the snorkel and watching where your arms and everything's going, you're not going to know where you're going. If you're not doing drills with pool boys to keep your rear end up out of the water to know how to do that, if you're not doing drills with the bands around your ankles to know that you're dragging your waist and you need to engage your core to be able to put those feet in that rear end more towards the surface of the water. So these drills help you become aware of where your body is at in the pool. in the water. So over time, like I said, you get a feeling for the water. The water, when you finally kind of, it clicks a little bit, the water actually helps you. You're using the water to your advantage. It's kind of like a tailwind when you're riding your bike. You feel it and it's helping you, and you don't have to exert as much energy to go as fast. So after a while, these drills will help you become more aware of your body and how to interact with water to get speed out of it instead of just trying to flail the fastest possible, because trying to go faster isn't going to equate to faster in the pool. And one of the keys is engaging the core. And I have a lot of strength routines that I put in my workouts as well, so that helps get the core built up. But when you're in the pool, you need to learn how to engage your core, and these drills will help you do that. Especially, like I said, bands on your ankles. If you can't engage the core, if you can't make that core tight and get that back to a point where it needs to be, so your rear end's up and your feet are up while you've got bands on your ankles, it's not really going to help you. You're going to sink, and you're going to understand it's like, I need to engage these different apparatus to be able to be in a pool and swim efficiently. So this is just kind of a quick hit list of why these drills are important, why you should be doing them. Like I said, I mean, this is, you got 300, 400, 550, 600 possible yards of this workout. This 300 yards total is drills. And I got kickboards in the warm-ups. I got dolphin kicks, regular kicks, freestyle kicks. I got where you're in backwards and the board's over your head and you're kicking backwards. Mixing it up in different ways to make sure that you're comfortable in the water doing multiple different things. So these are very important. I want to see you do them, especially in the off season. In the plans, when you start getting the build phase, you kind of taper off these types of workouts a little bit. You're more focused on the volume, tempo work, some speed work. Then when you get into race specific, you're more about the tempo and speed, just keeping that effort level. So in your early season work, your preseason work, off-season work, this is the time to really hone in on these workouts and get in there, do the drill work. If you don't understand, always reach out to my verbiage may be different than you're used to. I'll be coaching a master swim group, and I'm sure they're all going to be looking at me, scratching their heads going, I have no idea what that terminology means. It's different terms, but basically the same work that's out there with other athletes that are doing, master swim, if you're swim only focused. They're the same work, same drills, just different types of terminology used. So always ask questions if you got them. I don't want that to be the inhibitor of, I have no idea what this is, so I'm just going to totally skip it. Don't do that. See a workout in there, always reach out and I'll be happy to explain. Or a lot of my workouts now, I'm trying to put links into examples of what these swim drills and techniques are. So do them, don't blow them off over time. Even if you don't see necessarily gains in your speed in the swim, it will get you either through a 1.2 mile or a 2.4 mile swim, or even 1,500 or 1,000 meter swim in Olympic. It'll get you to the end more efficiently, more energy for the bike, more energy for the run, and in the long term, that will help you out and they'll build strength over time. So that's why they're important. We want to see you do them. So make sure that you're taking your vitamins and doing your swim technique. So we will talk to you next time. As always, let me know if you got any questions. I'll be happy to answer.